The following is an Outdoor Channel original production.
Montana, big sky country. Protecting this rugged wilderness is a brave group of men and women. These are the Wardens, dedicated to the preservation of the last best place. In Montana's Region 2,
oh, there's a big wad of elk coming across there.
State Game Warden Joe Kembick checks out the local elk.
What are they gonna do?
As the fall temps drop, elk tend to herd up.
I mean, look at them. 300 head there.
The herd becomes an easy target on the barren hillsides. What Kembick can see, all the local hunters spot too.
The elk, I think, is hit. It's all by itself. It's kind of looks lame.
The warden keeps an eye on a single elk behind the herd.
Oh, just laid down. Wonder if it's a spike. Keep an eye on that white truck, will you?
Kembick spots a lone hunter.
Uh-oh. He's all hunter over there, walking low. There's elk in front that I don't see. Now he's running. I gotta tell you, these guys gotta spend a little more time at the range. This is ridiculous.
Kembick stays back as hunters darn near surround the herd. They circle on local roads, waiting.
I don't know where these elk are gonna come out, but when they do, it's gonna be a show. Because they're running right now through that little draw. They're gonna get themselves into a whole heap of trouble here pretty quick. This is gonna get western.
Just then,
Hello?
the warden takes a phone call he did not want.
Really? Okay. Bye. I'm just tired of this. I just don't want to lose sight of these elk. I got a bad feeling.
Over in Region 4, Warden John Lasofsky tackles a remote mountain road. Up here, roadblocks look a little different.
Come on, Mom. Turn around and walk up the road.
Just up from the cattle, Lasofsky checks a local camp. He spots a deer hanging from a tree, decides to make a stop.
Blow in the camp.
It appears the hunters might be gone.
Guess they got for a deer, huh? Mule deer.
Lasofsky spots a problem.
Is there a tag? I don't see a tag. I don't see a tag.
The warden wants to talk to these hunters. He warms up the truck when suddenly the hunters pull into camp.
Our guy's coming up behind us.
Go ahead, 4-9.
What do you know? Good. Good. Is that your kid?
Yeah.
Good. What's your name? That's okay. I'm more worried about you being cold than I am with the orange. Right. Well, good. Who's deer? Yours? Cool. Where'd you get that one? In the mountains. Well, that's a good standard answer for a hunter of Montana. Right. Is there a tag somewhere? Where's the tag at?
Well, that's the whole thing. We had to get it hung when we got back. We were so cold last night. It was just freezing. And
Right.
this just came out of nowhere. The snow started snowing last night.
It's kind of chilly.
Yeah, come on in.
The warden follows the men into the
I'm
tent.
getting by your stove.
Oh, you gotta probably get it going.
So, Bo, you know why I'm looking at this, right? You know we didn't validate it or get it on the deer or...
No, he needs to. Yeah.
Yeah, but
We
you
got up and left early this morning, and
Yeah.
his tags and everything were still here. And I asked him earlier today.
So, but you understand, I mean, this is immediately upon kill, right? This isn't, we don't do this 2 days after, we do it right away.
Yeah.
He didn't even have his tags with him when he shot that deer. That's why we had to bring it back and hang it.
Okay.
In Montana's Region 2, State Game Warden Joe Cambick keeps a close watch over the local elk herd. He takes a tip call on a wounded elk.
Hello?
Turns out it's the same elk he earlier watched lag behind the herd.
Really?
Cambick heads to the shooter's house.
How's it going?
They wounded a cow.
I know where she's at. You want me to show you where she's at? She's down.
Must be on the Texans.
I thought it was the one that was up on the hill.
Yeah, she's right up there. She's laying down up there.
She's in the water.
The wounded elk staggered off public land and laid down on private property.
So you know where she's at then?
Yeah, she's up there. I know that, but I'm not gonna go trespassing them.
Well, that's a good idea.
The warden helps try and secure permission to access the land.
It's not dead yet, but it's injured pretty bad. He was wondering if he could go in there and get her.
Cambick reaches the landowner by phone.
Get close. Aim small, miss small.
With permission, the hunters try and finish their hunt legally, thanks to the warden.
So that's why they stopped. I couldn't tell from where they were at, but...
Cambick gets in position and calls the local block management officer.
Are you heading this way? Okay.
When a local herd this big hits the open hillsides,
Uh-oh.
hunters tend to take
You
notice.
gotta get out of my way.
A lot of them.
Get out of the way. Okay, just get up here now. Call me on the radio. Bye.
That means a potentially hectic day for wardens.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Just let these elk do something for crying out loud. The plan is just insert ourselves right in the middle of this thing and hopefully prevent a catastrophe. Or if a catastrophe does happen, we're right there.
The young hunter who wounded the cow stops Cambick.
Yep, she's in the bunch. I don't know what these people are gonna let him do. I don't know.
They can't get to the wounded elk. The herd surrounds it.
She's in the bunch right now. She's in the back. I've seen her a couple times. Keep an eye on her.
If she hit that hard that she's gonna make it?
She ain't gonna make it.
Then, without notice, the elk bolt west.
Nobody's got permission. Let them be.
A line of hunters chase the herd.
Oh, here we go. Kendra, these guys are gonna push them right across the highway.
You want me to drift that way?
Don't worry about it. It's too late. Oh, man, they're in a bad spot.
The warden cannot believe what he's seeing. Back in Region 4, Warden John Lasofsky investigates an illegal deer kill. A young hunter shot the mule deer buck, but did not tag it.
I guess what I'm trying to impress upon you here is we've taken deer if you walk away from your deer and you don't have a tag on it, it makes the deer illegal. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
How old are you now? 14. Okay. So you get the deer down here, and then what happens?
We came in and started cutting wood.
to get warm.
Freezing.
Because it is below zero, I get that. Okay. So here's the deal with me. I have a son too, right?
Yeah.
So understand that. That's pretty important to me. But I can't impress upon you more, Bo. If it's your dad or this gentleman right here, I end up taking your deer. I end up writing a $135 ticket, and it's a bad experience for him, okay?
Okay.
I have a heck of a time with kids, and I understand that it's about 20 below zero out there, and
Yeah.
you get it home and you're thinking, I need to get it up. I need to get warm. We're gonna get a fire
Yeah.
first.
That's
Tags are left. Tags
Yeah.
are left back in camp, right? So that's the deal.
Yeah.
That's all. And I happen to know. And if I didn't know who your dad was, I mean, it would be gone so fast it'd make your head
Yeah,
spin.
I understand.
So let's do that. You put it on a piece of wood here. Let's get it validated up.
Warden Lasofsky decides to go easy on the young hunter. That does not mean the hunters get a free pass.
He's a good dad. I've had him up here. They've hunted for quite a few years. And it was just one of them deals where they were cold. So they went out hunting this morning, still forgot to get their tag on it, and that's why I'm writing the accountability ticket to the dad.
That offense carries a fine of $135. The warden allows the hunters to keep the deer.
And you and I won't have this stuff anymore, right? Perfect. Let's put your tag on there. I rarely see families out camping like you guys are, so you're important to us. Just know that. So, see you guys later. Yep. Pretty important that, you know, we make a point, but at the same time, I need to have them coming back each year too, and they're usually pretty enthusiastic to see us. And we didn't seize the deer. We left the deer with the sun, and that was just a mistake. It got cold out. I don't blame them. It was 20 below last night, and they shot that deer and just needed to get back in and meant to tag it this morning, and I understand that, but a point had to be made just to make sure that down the road we don't have it happen again.
In Montana's Region 2, a literal mob of hunters chases a herd of elk. The situation leaves Warden Joe Campick up in arms.
Go ahead. Kendra, these guys are gonna push him right across the highway.
You want me to drift that way?
Don't worry about it, it's too late.
The frustrated warden follows the caravan of trucks.
I'm gonna head down to the Red Barn.
Yeah, nobody's got permission. I'm just gonna see if they'll just let him cross.
The frightened elk don't know where to escape.
They're gonna cross into... They go into those, we're gonna have problems.
The people running out there.
The mob hunters continue to scare the elk.
He's a really nice guy.
The scene is ugly.
Come on.
Are you seeing this?
A single truck almost hits the frightened elk. The herd crosses the road with hunters in pursuit. The warden hears several shots fired.
Just let him go. Nobody's got permission to even be here.
He investigates.
Did you miss?
No, I didn't even shoot.
Who did?
There's people that are sitting back there still. I don't know if they got anything, but there's two people back there on goes right now.
You guys didn't fire a shot?
Scenes like this play out all the time.
Did these guys in the green Jeep, did they shoot?
No, that was somebody that's with up in the...
While it appears no one broke the law, this sort of chase worries wardens.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Exactly why Campick stays on the job. He follows a truck up into the high country.
Oh, this sucks without four-wheel drive.
The four-wheel drive on Joe's truck has gone out.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
A handy tool in the deep snow. A landowner called after watching a trespasser shoot an elk on his property.
Hello, guys. What happened?
Well, we've been on private property the whole time, which we didn't realize.
The men say they shot an elk on what they thought was public property.
So you do realize that when you hunt, it's up to you to know where you're at.
We don't.
And I've hunted here before.
The men admit they got lost.
I apologize.
I'm not here to be, judge or jury on you guys. You guys are being good to deal with. I appreciate that.
So Campick talks to the landowner.
They seem to be pretty straightforward about it in the wrong. Do you want me to ride them both and we'll take the elk?
The landowner has made his decision.
All right, guys, the landowner has been gracious enough to just write the shooter and not both of you for trespass. So Frank, we're gonna give you your license back. Why don't you sit in my truck? You get a citation for hunting without landowner permission.
Okay.
Okay? And we take the elk.
Okay.
So take your stuff off, sit in the front seat of my pickup so you can warm up.
The hunters were cooperative and willing to give information on the location of the elk.
How far are we from that elk right now?
And I would say a mile off from that road, probably.
Okay. I am earning my Bud Light.
A long day is about to become a long night.
I just put chains on for that? You kidding me?
The warden works into the night to track down and retrieve the dead elk.
Oh, that's tight. Yeah, mule. Right up through here. Follow me. What do you think of this pack mule? Packing somebody else's out again. The elk gods better reward me one of these days. One of my own. He says, this is how we do it in Montana. This is how we do it in Anaconda, Montana. Apparently.
Joe finally earns a break and heads down the mountain. Too bad he can't take it.
What the? How's it going?
I'm good, you?
Good. Are you with this crew down here?
I might up hurting their stupid little
In Montana's Region 2, exhausted warden Joe Cambick comes down the mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Cambick finds a man wandering the remote road.
How's it going?
I'm good, you?
Good. You out for exercise or what?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. What's the matter? Did you get left?
Flat tire about a mile up.
Oh, are you with this crew down here?
Probably.
The wood cutting crew?
Yeah, they're the ones that pissed me off. That's why I'm walking right now. It's easier than being around them. I might end up hurting their stupid little I'm their grandfather.
Oh,
Stupidity all day.
you've had to deal with stupidity.
Yep.
Okay. I'm worried about you. It's cold out here.
Hey, I'm not. You're not in trouble or under arrest or anything. But do you do you have any ID on you? Just because I want to make sure you're safe. Those guys in the big truck that's clanking down, carrying all the wood. That's your crew.
Yeah, that's 3 of my grandsons.
Okay. And so they just left you?
No. I advised them to get the away from me.
Okay. So they said, okay,
They've been
Grandpa.
around me long enough.
You bet.
Don't ask questions. Just do what Grandpa says.
Okay.
The warden calls the local deputy to come up and give the man a ride.
All right. I'm going to come back down and check on you so you can keep walking.
Okie dokie.
Stay warm.
Have a great evening.
You too. Go ahead. Weird stuff happens in the dark in the mountains. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he comes back 211. There's a little history today. He went up and got stuck, and he's supposed to be helping the grandsons with a load of wood. And apparently that didn't turn out too good.
Clearly that's the case.
On the way out, Cambick checks on a local hunting camp.
Get over here. This is something you don't see every day. Hope you are having good luck. Here's a cake for the mountain folks. And this is the cake?
This is the cake. I'm sure it's poison.
Look at it, looks good.
It does look good. But you were more than welcome to take it with you.
Hope you are having good luck. You know what it is?
Well,
It's an anti-hunter trying to kill the hunters, and it's poison.
well, you see, that's what I'm thinking.
That's weird.
It is weird. That spooked us out.
30 years ago, I would have ate that.
Yeah.
This day and age, not gonna try it.
This is
'Cause
creepy.
it is probably somebody trying to poison. Get back to the office and give it to all the guys.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah, I'll put it right back in my fire pit here.
I'm going home. This is getting weird out here.
This is weird. You might want to check into us on a few days.
Yeah, we got
We may not be here.
lost hunters. I know, it's not lost.
Warden Cambick rarely refuses cake, but after this long day, he's ready to go home.
I don't know. What other weird stuff going on around here? Mountain people are running around giving people cakes. This is a friendly place. Giving you cakes, walking home in 2-degree weather.
But just then, he notices the grandson's truck in the ditch.
How's it going, guys?
Seen better days?
I bet you have. Let's see what it looks like. Man.
Up and over the truck.
You are stoked.
duck. You're all right, though, huh?
Yeah, we're all good.
All right.
I think it was that slick right there.
Your grandpa got a ride home, though?
I went back out and got him.
Did you?
And then those guys right there.
With the sheriff in full control, the warden can finally call it a night.
All right, take care. Yep, you just never know what you're gonna run into. It's just strange things happen. I don't know if it's because we're close to Warm Springs or this thing. I mean, this makes sense to me, but a family feud, Grandpa just all of a sudden gets pissed off at something. He's got the flat tire, he ends up walking. He's home warm now. And these guys are here waiting for a tow truck. We're gonna drive home safely.
Cold and snow grips central Montana. At 30 below zero, every call becomes a challenge. State Game Warden John Lasofsky heads into the storm on a possible poaching report. A tip caller reports multiple elk killed on a local ranch.
I'll find out exactly what happened when I get him in the truck and just chat a little bit with him. But for sure, we do have an extra elk, maybe possibly two. And if things don't go right and he put his tag where he shouldn't have put his tag, possibly three. So we'll see.
Warden Lasofsky arrives at the ranch and spots the suspect.
Got an over limit, but I'm gonna stick him in the pickup. We're gonna have a talk quick. So give me the rundown. You go up the hill. What happens from there?
Looked out of my scope. I was racking another one. Did not see him go down.
Right.
Looked back in, and this bull right here is
Right.
what I believe.
You thought it was the same bull.
They're so close in size and everything.
Right.
So I took another shot. Didn't
Okay.
see anything go down.
Okay.
That is when I think I hit the cow.
The hunter had it tagged for one elk. Instead,
So you shot 3 times. You ended up with 3 animals. Basically, what you have is an over limit.
Okay.
You know, through the channels that you and I are. You're sitting in my pickup. We're having a talk about it. That's 90% of it for me.
Okay.
So basically, what you had was when you shoot this one, you don't see it. You see that cow flailing, you see that bull flailing, and you decide you need to get them put down.
Correct.
So in the end, you just knew you had some extras and you needed to get them down.
Yeah.
Okay.
the hunter says he took 3 shots at what he thought was the same elk. He accidentally hit 3 separate elk, killing all 3.
I'm not going to cut any slack here. There's going to be a couple over limit tickets written here, and some possession charges as well. So we're gonna handle this accordingly, and he's probably not going to like how it goes, but this one he did on his own. I think basically he didn't tell me the whole straight of it here to start with. I'm just going to be straight up and honest with you. Just know this, you can buy a B tag for that elk, that cow elk, over the counter. When you pull the trigger on that, that's your responsibility. So do you understand that?
In south central Montana, Warden Mallory Schultz wrestles the same snowy weather.
Saw some hunters down at the end of the fishing access site and thought we would go in and check them, and as soon as we pulled in, this happened.
Schultz's 4-wheel drive is no match for the ice and snow. She's stuck.
With 6 inches of snow and snow we already had, it's not looking good.
On this day,
Calling all the deputies.
the warden needs help.
They'll never let me live it down. Well, you need to quit drinking coffee, bring me a cup, and come pull me out of Waterbridge. All right, don't forget the coffee. Okay, thanks.
Turns out the local deputy is just down the road. He shows up to help Warden Schultz. Problem is, freezing rain and snow have hammered this part of the state. The deputy almost ends up stuck too.
Ooh.
The deputy spends the better part of an hour trying to get the warden's truck unstuck.
Oh, here we go again.
Montana's tough conditions force local agencies to often work together.
Did bring you coffee.
You did?
Yeah.
Even so, odds are Schultz's fellow wardens will not forget this story anytime soon.
We got you out, though.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, you bet.
Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Guess it's bound to happen. Haven't gotten stuck yet this hunting season. Well, just got a call from a landowner out of Bridger, and he got a deer caught in his fence. It's kind of an urban area around Bridger. It's caught in the fence last night. He was able to get it loose this morning, but it's still laying there, kind of won't get up. So we're just gonna go over and take a look at it.
Civilization meets the wild world in many parts of Montana. Sometimes wildlife pay the price.
This guy said that it doesn't look like it got beat up too bad, so hopefully we'll be able to salvage that deer and bring it into the food bank. How are you?
Kind of a strange thing to wake up to.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Right away, she realizes this animal will not survive. These cases force wardens to make tough choices. The warden ends the doe's suffering.
Shame, gotta do this, but I'm just gonna let dispatch know that those shots fired were me.
Hate to see it, little guy. He's out of his misery now.
Yeah, no, that's kind of it's a sad part of the job is a lot of this kind of stuff, but will you take care? Have a good one.
Yep, you too.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, you bet.
This deer will not go wasted. Wardens donate harvested animals to the local food bank.
When you get wildlife in urban areas, stuff like that happens. We'll take it out somewhere where it's public property and clean it out. Hopefully we can get it to a needy family somewhere that could use the meat.
Near Montana's Beartooth Game Range, Warden Brian Goley rolls up on 2 hunters and a fresh deer kill.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Where'd you get it?
Right down the road here.
Oh, I think this is the one we just saw.
Might have been.
Okay.
You know, we kind of seen him from the road, then we hiked off a little bit and got him. His tags.
In the ear? Why don't you dig it out?
Yes, sir.
I can smell him. Nice. Hopefully it doesn't get on me. He smells like he is in the rut.
Licenses check out, and Goley moves on.
See you later, you guys.
The more he thinks about it, the more Goley questions the hunters and their story.
Boy, he sure didn't seem nervous. If they're doing anything wrong, though, you know?
Good.
He's behind us. I know for sure he can't go anywhere if we can find a gut pile. There's got to be a drag trail here somewhere, right? I could have just made him go to the kill site. He ain't going anywhere. We'll go find the evidence and then go back and talk to him. I like that.
Goley decides to investigate. He isn't convinced the men have told him the truth.
They sure weren't scared if they did something wrong, you know? Nah, something's a little weird here now. It has to be right here somewhere. I wonder if he shot it down the road.
The men say they shot the deer just up the road, but the warden cannot find any evidence.
Oh, is that blood right there? No? It's a little weird. I didn't think much of it because I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal.
Now he wonders if the men poached the deer. An innocent-looking deer harvest becomes a full-blown investigation.
Okay. We gotta figure this out now. Now it's bothering me.
Warden Brian Goley patrols outside Wolf Creek, Montana. After stopping 2 hunters with a fresh kill, he starts to second-guess their story.
The mysterious mule deer spike. Little 2-point is what it was. But I'm telling you, that deer, the left leg when it was opened up was twitching. So it had to be like within minutes. There's fresh tracks right here. Well, let me just ask him. Thought I knew where you got that. Where did you get that deer?
Right up here.
Just right up that coulee?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. There was, I think there was 6 of them. 3 of them ran that way, and then 3 just stayed right there. We just seen another buck down the road there, so
Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
See you later.
Okay.
His tracks are right there. Right when he pulled up. Perfect timing, huh? That same tracks in the mud are the same tracks on his truck.
The warden double checks the kill site.
Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, you can see it now. They drug it right down out of there. The mysterious mule deer. It's solved. Now what? Go find some real crime somewhere? Quit messing around here.
Meanwhile, further east in Region 4, Warden John Lasofsky interviews a hunter that shot more than one elk.
Okay, basically what it boils down to, it's just shot cow elk without a valid license. I think you were probably right with what you had to say as far as they look pretty similar. You lost track of them. But for me, when we get towards the end of the season, when you get an opportunity, you get in a herd like that, it's kind of up to you to make sure that you're right with stuff, okay? Especially when you go into a herd like that, the only people that are shooting is you. Yeah, it's a whoops, but I got 3 dead animals right there. Do you understand what I'm saying? What it boils down to is we because of your honesty and what you had to say, we've written you the without a license and basically the over limit on the tickets. It could have been about $2 more.
Warden Lasofsky issues tickets totaling more than $500. He confiscates 2 of the 3 elk.
Yes, I appreciate everything. Yeah, as much as we can do, right?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll keep you going. See you later. We'll see you later. Yeah. In the beginning, he would have got a little less, but the very fact there were 3 elk sitting right there and talking with everybody in the field about what had happened, things weren't just lining up, so he ended up getting ticketed for the full boat. If you're going to shoot an animal, you pick one on the outside of the herd. You don't flock shoot them, you don't herd shoot them. It's not fair to the animals you're shooting into, and it isn't part of the whole fair chase deal, and hopefully we made an impression on that, and he gets it next time. We'll be a little bit more careful.
Further west in Region 4, Warden Brian Goley patrols near the town of Cascade. He watches a hunter retrieve a bird he shot from just off the road.
He shot right there, I'll bet you. Oh, he shot a duck.
The warden decides to check the men's hunting licenses.
How's it going? I'm doing fine and dandy. How are you guys doing?
Good, good.
You're doing some hunting today, huh?
We are.
It looks like it. It looks like you got yourself a duck.
I got me a duck.
All right. Oh. Well,
Didn't have my dog with me today, though.
So you acted like the dog.
I did.
Checking licenses for your duck. So you just jumped him down there?
Yeah.
Gotcha. The one I wanted.
The hunter has the proper
let me
tag.
have those 2. You can have that. There it is.
Yep.
It's empty.
So I was trying for more than one.
Oh, okay. Where are your empties at? So where were you standing from when you shot?
Somewhere in here.
Okay, so there should be 3 shots here somewhere.
There is a problem with the spent shells.
So these are lead?
Yeah.
You know, when you're hunting waterfowl, you gotta use steel, right?
Yeah, I did know that.
You did know that?
No, I do.
The warden also calls out the hunter for shooting from the road right away. This case escalates quickly.
I mean, it doesn't look good.
In Montana's Region 4, Warden Brian Goley watches a hunter recover a duck he shot from just off the road. He discovers the hunter used lead shot. Law mandates waterfowl hunters only use steel or non-toxic loads.
Why don't you come back here with me for a sec?
The warden pulls the hunter's buddy aside.
Why don't you go up there and wait for me? I gotta figure something out here. Just something bugging me. Here's the question I have. Okay, did you shoot a shotgun here?
No, I didn't.
You didn't pull, you didn't have your gun out?
I did not.
Were you out of the truck here?
No. Shot.
This the only guy that shot?
That's the only guy that shot.
And
I
he
don't do the whole jump up and shoot off the road thing.
Okay, like him?
No.
It's not very smart, is it?
No.
Okay, well I can appreciate that, and I appreciate you telling me the truth.
Pissed.
Not very happy about it, are you?
No, it's stupid. And
Kind of embarrassing.
Yeah,
You guys
it
are
is.
older than that. Okay, Brandon, jump in my truck. So here's the deal. I don't think these guys are very happy that you hit the skids and jumped out and shot.
Yeah.
So did they tell you not to do that, or did you just do it?
I did it.
So we have a little problem here with shooting from the road and then shooting with the lead shot. I wish you wouldn't shoot from the road like that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write you for having the lead shot and give you a warning on the shooting from the road because you were over there, okay? Next time you know you gotta get over the fence, right?
Yes.
I'm not gonna take your rifle or your shotgun, but I am gonna take these 4 rounds of shotgun shells.
Okay. What do you keep those for?
Court. So if you plead not guilty, I bring them to court, and then I show that they're lead shot, and you have to show they're not. And I think it really pays to be honest, and you were just pretty straightforward. And I appreciate that. Shot 2 times from public right-of-way at waterfowl using lead shot. I could even tell your passenger was not very happy with you.
Yeah.
He just was like, I don't hunt this way, is what he said. You shouldn't hunt that way, and I know you don't. This was just one of those things that just happened. Thanks, you guys. Sorry. Take it easy.
The warden knows these kinds of cases can leave hunters frustrated.
Okay, moving on.
Later that night, Warden Goley receives a tip call reporting an alleged poaching of 2 trophy bucks on a restricted piece of property. Goley runs the men's names and discovers both hunters have criminal backgrounds.
How's it going today? You got a couple of deer, huh?
We do.
All right. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Did you guys not know or what?
We thought we seen the National Forest sign and we thought we were good.
Did you see the sign going in though?
Yeah, we
Right by the lake, and it says you need a permit to kill deer here?
Well, we seen the big BLM, the Beartooth sign.
Yeah, right before that on the hill coming up is a sign that says on both sides of the road.
Yeah.
It said, this is hunting district 455, you need a permit during the rifle season to kill deer, elk. Did you see that?
Right, yeah, we did.
All right.
We just had our boundaries wrong.
Is there anything else in here?
No.
Okay, has anybody shot anything this year besides that?
No.
Okay. Okay. Come over here and jump in my truck. So basically, what happened?
We seen the BLM sign down, where the restroom is by Willow Creek.
Okay.
And you go across.
Okay.
And we drove in there last year and we seen the National Forest.
Okay.
We thought we were off of the BLM area.
Okay. Beartooth Game Range area, you mean?
All right. We're in region 392.
Okay. So you shot a deer or an antelope out of season?
Yes.
Okay. What was the reasoning behind that?
That was back in my drunken, stupid days.
Okay, well, I appreciate you being honest. And who shot their deer first?
I did.
Okay. And then your buddy there shot one?
Yeah, there was another buck had come over the hill.
Right.
So it was like 10 minutes apart.
Right. All right. Well, that happens, doesn't it?
I guess, yeah, it does.
Well, you're in the wrong hunting district to shoot deer. You're going to be getting a ticket for that today, okay? I could write you possession, okay? And you'd lose your privileges again. You have your privileges back, though, right? Okay. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to confiscate the deer. Fortunately, you're not getting a $535 fine, but you are getting a pretty serious fine, and I'm going to confiscate the deer and both deer, and you're both getting the ticket. You understand that? All right. Well, then you got to pay attention to the regulations. You won't be getting the tag or the deer, and you can't shoot any more deer this year for bucks. Understand that? If you get caught doing this again,
yes.
Okay, you're going to get a bigger ticket. I had the option of writing the wrong hunting district or without a permit. I wrote wrong hunting district this time because I believe your story that you made a mistake. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Would you please tell Josh to come here after?
The warden checks to see if the stories add up.
So Josh, did you know before you went up there about hunting district 455, did you see the signs driving up the road?
Yes.
And what did they say?
They said that you needed a special permit.
How come you guys didn't get one? Or how come you kept hunting? Or how come, why'd you shoot a deer if you saw those signs?
We thought we were beyond
Okay.
on the other side.
Yeah, and here's the break I gave you for telling the truth. You understand this? You could have been charged with hunting without a permit, but I charged you for hunting in the wrong hunting district. It's a $135 fine. It could have been a $535 fine. Okay? So it's very serious. You have to know where you are.
Brian issues each hunter a $135 citation. He will take both trophies to the local food bank.
Now, before I send you down the road, do you have any questions right now about any hunting stuff that you need to know that I could help you out with right now so that you don't have any problems like this in the future? And if you have any questions, you please call us and come in. We have a map right in our front office that we can answer all the questions that we need, and if we can't, we will find a place where we can. But it's always nice to come in and ask the questions before you go out and guess like this, because as you know, it can cost you. All right, be careful.
You too, sir.
I will. Thank you for your honesty. I could have wrote those guys some pretty serious tickets. But I don't think they lied one bit.
He finally turns his attention towards home. A long day behind him, protecting the natural resources of Montana, the last best place. Montana's hunting season hits full swing. State game wardens set up a mandatory roadside check station.
There's one in here. I don't know where it's at, but it's in here. Do you know that you guys are in violation now?
I heard
You understand now, huh?
Warden Kevin Holland works the station.
Occasionally they skip out because they know they're doing something illegal, or they think it might be illegal, so they just purposely try to blow by it. They have misconceptions of what the law requires. They assumed wrong.
Over in Region 4, Game Warden John Lasofsky starts his shift before sunrise. He follows up a tip on a possible illegal hunter.
So, when we came in to fill up on our coffee and everything else we need for a warden truck for a day's worth of work, town pump, we got a tip from them that some guy rolled in. Was pretty erratic, wanted some licenses, kind of made some statements, some broad statements about, you know what, if he couldn't get a license, he'd have to make do, and then later came in and supposedly got 6-7 bags of ice. I got that when I came in yesterday morning, basically, and folks said we needed to talk to this attendant, so I'm gonna do that and see if he can enlighten to me what he saw, maybe get a license plate, and we'll go from there on.
Came in, it was like 6:30 or so. He was like, I need a deer tag. I'm like, we don't sell deer tags. True emergency, only place in town.
Right.
They don't open till 9.
Right.
He's like, till 9? I wanted to go out this morning. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. He's like, is the game warden at the truck stop? I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. I've been here all night.
Right, right.
He's like, well, he's usually parked up there. I can buy a tag off of him.
Do we have his plate number?
The attendant wrote down the suspect's license plate number.
Okay.
John takes that info and gets to work.
I'll run this plate, and it sounds like it's one of my locals, which, you know what, it sounds like he deserves a little extra attention if he thinks that he needed a license before he went. And he was pretty panicked about getting a license, so it made it sound like maybe he shot something before, but we'll follow up on it.
Back in Region 5, Warden Kevin Holland's day starts with near-record cold temps.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Cold enough for you? Oh, yeah.
Mine says 20 below on here. But
Is it really?
There's some guys out there that
Yeah.
I've had it.
I don't blame you.
Safe for the rest of this year.
Yeah, I hear you. It's too cold for them. They're heading in. That says poorly for us. We should be able to handle a little better than that. It's early in the day. It's only 8:30. We got a long day ahead of us. We'll find somebody.
Today's patrol includes a roadside check station. All hunters must stop, allowing wardens to check licenses and any animals harvested.
You know, you might want to reconsider your thought on this water. You got a case of ice now. We got to see tags and evidence of sex. If these are cutting wraps, we don't need evidence of sex or species. Is yours wrapped as well?
Yes, they are.
Okay, then we'll just check your tags. All right, let's see what we got here.
Good to go?
Yep, good. I'm happy. You guys did good.
A busy hunting season means plenty of stops.
Yeah, there's another nice one. Good job. Right on.
So far, all hunters check out.
We'll check with... Okay, I'm going on that one. Let's go.
Holland spots a truck that slips past the check station. The warden gives chase.
We just had a vehicle go by that had a couple dog boxes in it. So we're going to try to catch up to them and ask them why they didn't stop. It takes a while to catch up to them because they're doing 75 to 80 and they're going and we're at dead stops. Come on, I think it's this white truck in front of us.
Holland hits the lights and stops the truck.
Kevin Holland, game warden. You know why I stopped you?
In Region 5, State Game Warden Kevin Holland chases a truck that dodged a mandatory hunter check station. Montana laws require all hunters to stop at check stations.
Hello. Hello. How you folks doing? Good. Kevin Holland, game warden. You know why I stopped you?
No.
There's a check station back there at the rest area.
I thought that's for big game.
Nope, anything. Hunting, fishing, birds, any of that stuff. So I saw you had the dog boxes there, so I assumed you guys were out pheasant. Were you successful? Do you have any birds? Okay. I'd like to take a look at them if I could. All right, I just want to make sure we got everything we need to have on these. They got to have a leg left naturally attached or a wing so we can tell what kind of bird it is. So we got 6 legs, so if I go through all these breasts, there better only be 6 breasts. That's what I got to check and look on. And I think you guys are going to be okay here.
The warden checks the men's hunting licenses.
Kevin, that's a great name.
It is.
Yeah. Although you can go ahead and jump in the truck if you come back with me.
Okay. So I seen no signs and...
When I stopped him, I asked him why he didn't stop. He said that he believed it was for deer hunting and elk hunting, not bird hunting.
Like I said, I totally assumed it was big game.
Yeah. And I told him that our policy is we issue citations if you have animals and don't stop.
I mean, this is quite mind-boggling.
He was very concerned about getting a ticket. I told him that he was going to get a ticket.
I guess my biggest thing is I'm really frustrated. You know, I mean, personally, if that was me doing that, no offense whatsoever, but those signs are so small, anyhow.
He didn't think the signs were put up properly. People that don't stop always think the signs aren't put up properly.
I mean, to me,
yeah,
the first thing I saw on that was construction.
He definitely did not want the ticket. He did not want to, he wasn't argumentative, but he certainly didn't agree with the fact that he was getting a ticket. He thought it was an honest mistake.
It's not like we were trying to hide anything. It's not like I mean, you got all kinds of poachers and everything else out there, and I guess I really don't feel that I deserve any kind of a citation for this. I mean, I think a warning would be more than appropriate.
And it probably was an honest mistake. I didn't search his vehicle closely to see if he had more birds hidden somewhere, so I will assume that he told the truth.
Is there a way to contest that?
Oh, absolutely. I'll explain that to you right now. I explained to him his legal options as far as paying the ticket or going to court. He said he would probably go to court. My guess is once he gets home and thinks about it, he did pay me the bond amount of $85. My guess is he will think about it and not go to court. He had 4 dog boxes in the back and all his camouflage clothing. You do have to stop if you're going to or coming from hunting, or if you're successful or unsuccessful. Either one, you have to stop. Okay, safe travels, guys.
Okay, thank
You bet. See you later. You know, that's just the way it is.
In Region 4, Warden John Lasofsky tackles another tip. A caller reports watching trucks drive on state land. That's illegal in Montana.
There's 2 rigs right at the top of that hill that have apparently drove several miles anyway into the wildlife management area. We're gonna drive back around the other side, make it a point of saying hello. How's things?
Turns out Warden Lasofsky talked to these men earlier. They asked about access on this piece of land.
You said that you can't use it, and then we've seen all these vehicles up here, and we...
So you believe them over me?
Well, no. No.
Game warden tells you can't come up here, and that's pretty amazing to me, actually. Game warden says don't go up there, and you go up because other rigs are here.
The men claim they saw no sign telling them not to drive in.
On state lands, I mean, you still have to, you can park at the gates, but you can't come up into them. You got to walk into them. It's a walk-in only. You understand that?
Yeah.
Lasofsky waits on 2 other hunters in the party. They eventually arrive back at the trucks.
So what do you have for critters?
We got a bull.
Okay.
I was chasing a cow, but...
Yeah. What kind of bull?
Fork bull.
A fork bull? Okay. Perfect. How many loads that? The first one?
Yeah, another one you get.
Okay. So you understand that a forked horn bull has got a brow tine on it?
No, I don't have
it. Doesn't. So that's your issue.
That's my issue?
That's your issue. It's illegal.
Okay.
So it's just where it's at. It's a forked horn bull. It's got to be a brow tine bull. Anything this side of the river has to be a brow tine bull.
The second hunter says he shot a cow and missed.
So, do you got your license handy too? Can I take a peek at it, please?
I got one yesterday.
Did you get one yesterday? Okay.
I shot once near it, but they already had it hit, and I didn't shoot anymore.
Okay, so what you shot at a cow is what you said to start with.
Just one problem. This hunter bagged his elk yesterday.
So, Brad, you got your elk yesterday?
Yes.
So, what were you shooting today? If you don't have a tag, how can you shoot?
Montana Game Warden John Lasofsky runs into a pile of trouble on a piece of state land. He discovers hunters who illegally drove onto the property. Turns out one of the hunters also illegally killed a bull elk.
So you understand that a forked horn bull has got a brow tine on it?
No, I don't have
it. Doesn't. So that's your issue.
That's my issue?
That's your issue. It's illegal. And you didn't get one? No? You shot at one?
A second hunter says he missed a shot on a cow elk. A quick check of his license turns up yet more trouble.
Right. So, Brad, you got your elk yesterday?
Yes.
So what were you shooting today? If you don't have a tag, how can you shoot?
Okay, I shouldn't have taken my gun.
Yeah, well, no, you should have shot at anything. Okay. I mean, if you were shooting today, you were trying to take an over limit.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you from Wisconsin?
Yes, I am.
So in Wisconsin, they probably allow some of that for the party hunting?
They do.
Okay, so that's the understanding on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, those are my other licenses.
Let me take a peek.
Both of the hunters have valid licenses. Lasofsky waits for the men to retrieve the rest of the illegally harvested bull.
We ended up seizing this elk in order for a brow tine to be considered. This is what he ended up shooting here. It doesn't have a brow tine on there, which would be right here. Had to be a minimum of 4 inches.
These men face several possible fines.
I just wish we would have known, you know, we couldn't drive up here.
Okay.
You know, that would have been nice to know because we had no clue.
So understand this. I'm not writing you guys for that at all.
Yep.
I am writing the guy in the white truck. The reason I'm writing him is because I just got done telling him he couldn't come up here earlier this morning. I looked right at him. He said, "Can I go up that?" And I said, "No."
John writes 2 other tickets.
One of them is for the spike bull, which is a closed season ticket. We're writing him commission rules and regs. I don't think the guy intentionally did it. We didn't write you full-blown closed season, which the full-blown closed season could actually have privilege loss. We're not doing that. You made a mistake. Okay? Does that? And you're not the only one. Can I have a word with you? This other guy that inevitably decided that he was going to take another run at shooting another elk, that's going to cost him an attempt to take over limit. And he's from Wisconsin. It's going to cost him $535. If you can't come up with the 535, then he ends up going to jail. The only other thing I need to take a look at your rifle here quick. Understand until you pay that rifle would go with me. We'd consider that part of the deal. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna seize it into evidence. I'm gonna receive it back to you, okay?
The hunter doesn't have enough money to pay the bond. His buddies pitch in to help pay the fine.
It's my fault.
Okay, just is what it is.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys again, hopefully, on a better note.
No, hopefully I don't have to see you again.
That's fair enough. All right, we'll see you.
Over in Region 5, Warden Matt Heaton tries to untangle a real mess. He heads to meet two men accused of multiple hunting violations. The warden stopped the men just days earlier.
So we're about to go meet up with Ricky and Franklin. Probably going to be okay with these guys, but judging by how squirrely they've been, the fact that they basically ran away and hid when we tried to meet with them the other night. They took off on me with the night that the landowner called in. There's been just enough goofy stuff with these guys. They both have a history with Fish and Game. I'm not anticipating anything weird, but with these guys, with their history, I'm not going to take any chances. Yeah, this must be them.
Matt agrees to meet the men outside a local business.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Not too good.
All right.
Not too good.
Well, we'll make this as quick as we can. A couple things before we get started. Basically, I'm going to need to see driver's license and any tags you guys have remaining. Okay. Well, Frank, how about I talk with you first? You guys have any guns or anything in the truck?
No.
Okay, great. You have the right to remain silent.
The warden reads the first suspect his rights.
Will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand your Miranda rights? Okay. Do you wish to answer any questions from me today? Okay, you're not going to answer any questions. That's fine. The one thing I do need to know, and this goes beyond Miranda, as a game warden, I have the right to check your tags, your hunting licenses. Okay, so the question I have for you is, where are the tags that you showed me on Sunday?
I went hunting that 2 days after you seen me with them.
The man cannot produce his hunting tags.
Well, here's where it's at, Frank. When I ran into you on Sunday, for starters, you were proned out in the highway, pointing your rifle at some deer. So I asked you, I advised you that it was illegal to do that and you need to be on the other side of the fence. You told me you didn't know that. So we talked for a little bit. You talked about that the deer were a little too far away and you didn't feel comfortable taking that shot yet. So you gave me every indication that you were out hunting deer. You were going after trying to shoot deer. They were mule deer. You showed me your licenses and you had a general deer tag. You already shot a deer this year. I already know that. I'm not asking you any questions. I know you shot a deer, and I know you never tagged that deer. And I know you were supposed to give that tag to the officers when they talked to you earlier this October, and you never gave them that tag, and that general deer tag was a tag you showed me on Sunday. So, and you're nodding your head because I know you know that's the truth, so you've got a lot of problems here, Frank. You've made some big mistakes here this year. I'm not cutting you guys any breaks.
Outside Red Lodge, Montana, State Game Warden Matt Heaton questions a man accused of illegally killing a deer. Wardens have built a substantial case against the repeat offender.
You've got a lot of problems here, Frank. You've made some big mistakes here this year. And after everything you guys have done, basically skipping out on me the other night, I'm not cutting you guys any breaks. That's just how it is. So I know for a fact what you're getting charged with from Sunday's incident is you're getting charged with hunting without landowner permission. You're also getting hunting without a license. That general deer tag that you had was no longer valid because you already killed a deer. And I know that because officers seized it from you because it was illegal. The third charge you're getting is attempt to take an over limit. You already shot a deer. You already shot a buck deer. You were attempting to shoot a second buck when I saw you on Sunday. As it stands, you're going to lose your privileges for quite a while. Probably 2 years minimum.
Matt also imposes the same charges on the hunter's companion. He shows his frustration.
And the reason you're getting that charge, basically, is the biggest reason is you hung up on me several times and you ran away from me. So you hung up on me several times and you refused to come meet with me. We had a plan, you didn't. So, and I told you if the gloves are off, that's what I mean the gloves are off, you're getting a possession charge and you're not hunting for 2 years.
The men are possibly hiding evidence from investigators.
Technically, that's tampering with evidence, taking that head and getting rid of it, and that's a felony. You go to jail for that. That's really serious.
Both men together face over $2,000 in fines, plus another $500 for restitution.
So there's that.
Both hunters will lose their hunting privileges for at least 2 years, possibly facing jail time depending on the results of their plea.
The only thing I can stress is whatever you decide to do, either set up payment plans and pay the fines or appear before the judge, do it before 5 o'clock on Monday the 9th. If 5 o'clock comes and goes and you haven't contacted the court, a warrant gets issued for your arrest, we come to your house, we hook you up, we take you to jail. Okay, take care, gentlemen.
Wardens take the job of protecting Montana's wildlife seriously, following up every tip and running down every lead. It's more than a job. It's a passion for the men and women of Montana's fish, wildlife, and parks. In Montana's Region 7, state game wardens prep for a poaching sting.
It's a pretty good spot. We'll be sitting a little far away in the vehicles, but...
Warden Jim Miller wants to stop illegal shooters.
What's that?
Where are you going to put it at?
We'll be down here another mile or so.
Okay.
So, follow me.
Sweet.
Is it ready to set up?
Well, it's all tied up, but if you want, we could untie it. Dang it.
The wardens gear up and set out a remote-controlled deer decoy on a hillside known to attract shooters. The wardens then stake out the site and wait for traffic. Miller controls the decoy. Warden Steve Marks watches for illegal activity. He spots a truck that stops near the decoy.
I turn it around.
The driver stops directly beside the decoy.
Getting out.
Wardens watch the passenger step out of the truck with a gun.
Go over the hood.
Over in Region 2, Warden Joe Cambick patrols back roads. He gets a distress call.
I can.
What's going on?
There was a guy in a Ford truck going towards the horse trailer. Bailed past us and tried to go up empty. And right up that, right when you go down to the creek bottom and you go around that corner.
Yeah.
Tip the horse trailer over. So, yeah, you might need some trade flies forward.
All right.
The caller reports a truck crash involving a horse trailer. She says there are still horses inside the trailer.
Thank you. Right.
Cambick races to the crash site.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh
boy. Over in Region 5, Warden Kevin Holland takes a tip call.
Hello. Hey, this is Kevin Holland, the game warden.
Yeah?
I understand you have some elk poachers out there?
Well, I don't know. The neighbor went down and talked to him.
The caller reports watching elk hunters trespass on the property next door.
Okay. And I'm at the monument of Pompey's Pillar, so I'll be there in about 2 or 3 minutes.
The warden responds to the caller's house.
Good morning.
Morning.
There, you go just past that old house,
okay.
The barn, there's a driveway.
Okay.
They shot it down that field. They went to scrambling around and drug it up to Cooley.
Why would they drag it up the coulee?
I don't know.
Whose land is the cornfield?
The landowner says he watched trespassers shoot an elk on private property.
Very good.
Okay, and whose land did they drag it onto?
I don't know, something just don't look good.
You're right. Well, we'll go see what they have to say.
Okay.
Appreciate it. It's very unusual that a person would shoot an elk, throw a chain on it, and drag it from one field to another before you field dress it.
The warden wants answers. Montana Game Warden Joe Kembick responds to a vehicle crash. A witness reported a horse trailer tipped with horses inside. Kembick discovers the victims walking the road. The horses seem to be okay.
Yes. And then I'm going to take them to the vet.
You call for a tow truck.
Kembick decides to turn the call over to the Montana Highway Patrol.
Okay, I need to know how you want me to proceed here. He says that he's taking care of everything, that he's called a wrecker, and a wrecker's gonna come get him out. He's got another horse trailer coming to get the horses. Do you need to come up here and investigate this before a wrecker touches it?
Yeah, I do need to take a look at it.
Okay.
Any alcohol on board, Dylan?
I haven't been able to get that far yet with them, but they're right here. So I'll tell them that you're on the way, and that nobody can touch that thing until you look at it.
I would like you to stay, so if there's alcohol, he can't bring it right after the crash, because you can there.
Very good. I will stay here.
It certainly seems suspicious, so we'll see.
Warden Kevin Holland searches for elk hunters accused of trespassing. A neighbor reported watching the hunters poach an elk on private property. The warden spots a truck and
He
hunters.
shot from the other side of the road, off in the field. It's Vince's field. We've been hunting up here for weeks.
Okay, who did the shooting? You did, huh?
We both were, but...
Okay, cool. Well, my name's Kevin Holland. So is this your first one, or? First elk, huh? Cool, pull that baby off. Let's see what you got. You know what day it is?
Yep, November 16th.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. Are you sure you got the right day? You sure?
I'm very sure.
Okay, you did. All right. That, and I saw how you drug it up here. I was curious why you drug it so far.
The hunters say they dragged the elk to an area they could properly load it into their pickup.
What we drug it here for.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I can see that. Well, just to make sure I do my due diligence, I'm gonna call to make sure. And if you got permission, it's not a big issue, but.
They come and got 4 pictures from me just last night.
Okay. So let me go back and get my clipboard, and we'll write down the information. Yeah, if you got it. Okay.
Warden Holland calls the landowner.
Hello.
Hello, Vince.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Kevin Holland, the game warden. How you doing?
Pretty good.
That's good. You may have heard we had some action out here in your property this morning. Sherman come over here with his boy, and they had some elk down here in this worked up alfalfa field south of the canal. And the boy got a nice cow, but I wanted to just double check. He did have permission, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I figured he did.
Okay.
Thank you much. Have a good day.
Yep.
You bet. Bye.
The hunter's story checks out. Up in Region 7, game wardens Jim Miller and Steve Marks keep an eye on a deer decoy set up in an area known for illegal shooters. Soon enough, a truck stops and the passenger jumps out, leaning over the hood with a rifle. The suspect drills the decoy.
Shooting again.
Both wardens try and stop the shooter. truck! Warden Marks jumps out to question the men. Warden Miller arrives to back him up.
Stay in the truck for me, please. You have your hunting license handy? Okay, you're shooting off a county road.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. At a deer. Okay. How many times did you shoot?
Twice.
Twice? Okay. You're Kim, sir?
Yes, sir.
You have a driver's license handy?
You know, I did have, but when I gave it to him this morning, I can't find it since then. He looked at it earlier.
Okay.
I just talked to these guys earlier today.
Okay. Do you have a hunting license, sir?
No. I have, yeah, I actually have the hunting license. I have the tag. That's the only tag.
You just have a whitetail bee license?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the only one I have.
Okay. And he's shooting at a mule deer buck.
Mule deer? Okay. There's a buck, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody has a buck license in the vehicle?
No, nobody here has a buck.
State wildlife biologists face a moose management dilemma.
We have all these sources of information, but they don't all agree. And which ones do you trust and why?
Biologists rely on population trends in determining moose hunting seasons. Biologists monitor these trends through annual aerial surveys, where they count and classify each moose, and hunter-harvest surveys, which use information from hunters in the field. But sometimes, these two methods provide contradicting information.
I'll come back from a great classification survey and find another 40 moose, and then hear from another hunter that they had a really tough time finding their target again this year.
Now, an ongoing moose research project is hoping to verify these moose monitoring methods.
We're trying to take all those different pieces of data we collect and sort of calibrate them together to really provide some information about how well the information kind of line up.
Because of the cost, not all moose populations are counted from the air, but hunter-harvest data is readily available. So verifying the methods will help wildlife managers be more confident in their season settings in the future.
We can take some of the data that the biologists have already collected and basically ask some of those questions already of, well, how well do these hunter statistics tell us what we're seeing when we're going out and flying for them?
Researchers hope to have an answer to this dilemma in the next couple of years, which for local biologists won't come a moment too soon. I'm Winston Greeley, out among Montana's fish, wildlife, and parks.
In Montana's Region 2, Warden Joe Cambick investigates a truck crash involving a horse trailer. Although the driver and passenger and the horses in the trailer seem okay, the warden asks the driver to stay on site until the highway patrol arrives.
There will be one of those intelligent.
Yeah, I haven't even been there yet, but that's the driver.
Okay. And where's the trailer at? Up around the corner?
Around the corner, right there.
The state trooper wants to find out if the driver is sober. Right away, she spots beer cans and puts the driver in handcuffs.
And then right here, because she wanted me to stay right here so she could, oh, he's under arrest. I think. $61.
What's that?
61.
Possibly.
Okay.
If I get the heater on, I'll know.
Okay, we'll hang out.
61
Whatever
is
you need.
code for driving under the influence. The sheriff will confirm the driver's alcohol level by having him blow into a breathalyzer.
So he's not as high as I initially thought. So he can't drive though, because my limit's 0.2.
Okay.
So somebody's gonna have to come get his truck and him.
Oh, well, he lucked out.
Back in Region 5, Warden Kevin Holland continues his afternoon patrol. He spots a potential problem.
So I'm driving down the road and I see this blood spot. There shouldn't be any blood on the road. You know, by the time things are on the road, they should be dead and not be bleeding. You look over here, you can see where a truck pulled off to the side. If it went down the ditch, you can see a few boot prints here. Gives me an idea that it was a full-grown adult man. You know, he's got bigger size. That's probably a size 12 or something. If you look over here, you can see the drag marks back and forth. So we're gonna go over here, see if we can find the actual kill site. Then we're gonna come back here and see if we can find any brass on the road and see if we can find where they shot from the road and left brass. So we'll go take a look-see. Here's where it died. These are primarily deer tracks here. That's deer poop that's right there. The thing was probably, could have been laying in his bed and they saw it. Clearly it was shot from the road. The road's only 30, 40 feet away.
The warden decides to collect evidence. Often seemingly minor cases turn into bigger events.
Well, we'll put it in our database and we'll have that for years to come. And we have every so often, we'll have a deal where somebody will come to us 1 or 2 or 3 years later and say, hey, did you ever hear about a deer that was shot at a certain place, you know, at a certain time? And you know, we hear about it and we go back and check our database and we have a DNA sample from there. And that shows that, you know, we can make that connection even if it's years later.
In Montana's Region 7, state game wardens have a truck stopped. Moments earlier, they watched one of the men take an illegal shot at their deer decoy.
But nobody has a buck license in the vehicle?
No, nobody here has a buck license.
Okay. I'll be right back with you guys, okay? Just stay right here and stay in the truck for me, okay?
How old are you? 18? Okay. Why don't you step on out, please?
The 18-year-old passenger took the shot. He does not have a license to shoot a buck.
Hey, Kim, I'd like to talk to you, too.
Time to get out?
Yeah, come on. So are you aware of what kind is going on here? What you did wrong?
Yeah.
What'd you do wrong?
Well, I can't shoot from the roadway, first of all.
Well, first of all, you got to get a license.
Yeah, well, yeah. Your own license.
This hunter faces stiff fines. The warden writes 2 tickets, one for shooting from the roadway that carries a fine of $135. The second ticket will cost the hunter $535 for shooting a buck without a proper license. And the man must pay another $50 for shooting the warden's decoy.
All right, guys.
All right.
A tough lesson learned, but one that may prevent future violations. Over in Region 2, Warden Joe Cambick clears the horse trailer crash. Just up the road, he spots a pickup with a deer in back. Not unusual in these parts, except...
Hello, sir.
How's it going?
Well, I'm 62 years old and I made a mistake today.
Okay, what happened?
I thought it was a big muley buck by 8 o'clock this morning, or a whitetail. It was a muley. And I just thought I would just let him time this side. I saw him at 8 o'clock and I didn't leave him, Joe. I left, I drug him out.
You don't have a muley permit?
I don't.
And it's not tagged either?
It is. I tagged it.
Oh, it is tagged.
I tagged it. I thought it was a muley. White. Or a whitetail, I mean, Joe, I did. When I saw him coming through the trees there.
Okay. You have your cell phone on you?
I do.
Did you think to call?
Take the call.
Did you think to call me or call?
Well, that's I told Benjamin, let's just get it out here and
See, it makes me a lot more suspicious when I catch you with the deer in the truck. You know you've been hunting long enough that, I mean, that does side look like a whitetail. The other side looks like a mule deer. But what we got to go by is the tail and the body. So, all right. Not going to crucify you on this deal, okay? But I do have to write you a ticket.
That's fine.
I do have to take the deer.
I can do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and, I mean, it is what it is, and
Yeah.
we'll take care of it. You got your conservation on you, John?
I got everything right here.
The warden writes 2 tickets for hunting without a proper license and possession of an illegally harvested animal. The fine runs $535, and the hunter could lose his privileges to hunt. Cambic will also take the deer to the local food bank.
Even good people make mistakes sometimes, and maybe they don't know how to handle it, but I sure don't like that, you know. This day and age with cell phones, he gets service up there. I could have had that phone call right away, and it would have been a little bit easier on him, but as it is, I still think he's telling me the truth. He got buck fever. He looked at that one side, does kind of have the whitetail look to it. So, I don't know. I'll put a good word in for him with the judge and see what she says, but I still, maybe I'm just too soft. Maybe I believe people. But he seemed like a pretty nice guy.
Big Sky Country, an outdoor wonderland protected by some of the best wardens in the business. Today, we honor Warden Kevin Holland as he closes the books on 26 years of serving and protecting the great state of Montana. Over a 26-year career, Kevin has seen it all, and one thing is for sure, if a situation can go awry, it will. But humor always gets you through.
Johnny, hey, it's opening day, Johnny. Just seen if you're up. Obviously, you're still in bed. My God. There's a U-Haul truck going by. This isn't related to hunting, but their back door looks like it's come up about halfway, and they're in danger of having some stuff fall out. Somebody might want to stop and tell them.
How do you do? Whoa! That's not good. Don't do it.
Oh, this is the money shot back here.
That is awesome. Some guys put tape on the fence where they've killed their deer. Some guys put flagging. Apparently, somebody put a bra this time.
Is it a big one?
Help! Oh, dear. Yeah, that was, the back door was kind of a picture of a U-Haul with the door half open, half closed, and the stuff down below was actually just a photo.
All right, now I got my breakfast and like lunch.
So you actually gonna ask them for their licenses now?
No, I'm not doing anything.
And too much alcohol always makes things interesting.
Do you guys have a ride coming?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You need to drink some agua.
We have,
Got some?
we have a sober drive.
What are you gonna do? Put your purse in the trunk?
Get the rest of the beer out of there.
Well, maybe. Well, here, I better take the rest of the beer. I don't think you need.
Yeah, we're on TV, J-Bone. Nice. J-Bone. This is J-Bone.
I just drank one is all.
Well, there's 2 of them in there that are
I'm
empty.
pregnant.
So what?
That's my boyfriend.
Well.
He drank.
Yeah, it's his boyfriend, huh?
People that don't get the respect of people, the cameraman. Okay, can I get a picture with the cameraman?
Can I go in the river and pee or not?
No, I'll let you go over in the grass. I don't want you to fall in the water and drown.
Oh, God.
Well, that's what I'm gonna say. I already got one dead guy yesterday that drowned.
Really?
Yeah. You know, I think she's probably gonna be okay. I mean, obviously she's extremely intoxicated, but I've come across people like this that have been intoxicated and it turns into a real fight too. So I think this is a happy drunk. I'm okay with happy drunks. People who are not happy drunks, that's not fun.
Eric Berg, you're beautiful.
It's Aaron.
No, it's Eric.
It's A-A-R-O-N.
Aaron?
Yeah.
You're so beautiful.
He called me beautiful.
Well, take care, man. That's good that the neighbors come down to help out. I mean, that's good stuff when you have friends that'll come out and do that for you.
In Warden Holland's career, he has worked a lot of cases. On his last morning, he returns a call about an injured deer.
Hello, is this Trudy?
Yes.
Hi, this is Kevin Holland, the game warden. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, good. I understand you got an injured deer someplace.
It's a good-sized buck who's in the backyard here.
Okay.
In Billings.
Kevin rushes towards the scene in hopes of rescuing the deer from the wire snare.
That's a huge hazard for deer in the city, is getting caught up in fencing, Christmas lights, wires around gardens, stuff like that. We get calls on that all the time in the fall of the year and early winter where bucks are getting their horns wrapped up in that stuff. It's just a hazard of town.
Unfortunately, for this mule deer buck, it's too late.
Wow, that is a nice deer, isn't it? He's a dandy. Hi.
I'm Rick.
Hi, Rick. Kevin Holland.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi.
I'm his son, Mike.
Hi.
I'm Trudy. I'm the house sitter.
Very good. And you're doing a fine job, too.
Well, I feel bad that we didn't catch it sooner.
Well, this is what would have happened anyway. I mean, if we could have got it where we could have got his antler, you know, got him cut out of the fence, that would certainly have been an option, but...
I think he actually died just by exhaustion.
No, could be.
And things like that. He was all caught up so much that you can kind of watch the struggle where he was, and he got himself, and he kind of fell off a higher area, and I think struggled down, and he was pulled up so tight. You know, he was on his back like this, and
that happens. I mean, it's a danger of the city. We all got our fences and we got our stuff around the gardens and property lines, and they get caught up in it. That takes a lot to break an antler like that. That's a thick antler. This is a big deer. That's a very, very thick around the bases there.
yeah, he's a very...
Also, look how it's that's kind of cool. I would love to be able to say I can let you keep this, but I can see why you want it. You know, I mean, it's a nice bodied deer, and it's obviously not hurt or busted up, so it would make good meat, but we'll take him out in the country someplace, and we'll probably gut him and bring him back in, and, you know, we'll have to do the work, but that's fine. We'll do the work.
The buck can't be kept by the homeowner. But Kevin will take the deer to a butcher where it will be cut, wrapped, and donated to the food bank, a service the Wardens provide to help the less fortunate in their communities.
I much prefer when they're gutted. That's an extra 100 pounds.
Each year, more and more deer are drawn to cities and the available feeding opportunities within their boundaries. It was this apple tree that lured this buck to his demise.
You want a memento? There you go. That's your trophy for the year. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate you helping down, and we'll be in touch. Okay, take care, folks. Thank you.
Warden Kevin Holland is retiring his badge at the end of the day. As his decorated career comes to an end, he reflects on what this job has meant to him.
Having a job like this, it puts you one-on-one with animals and with nature, and yeah, this has been a perfect career match for me. This is a good way for me to have spent my life doing this kind of stuff. Because I love the outdoors, love nature. Probably the biggest part is I like being the voice for that which has no voice. You know, animals can't complain when they're being abused or violated or poached. There's good, wholesome values in the outdoors. There are some bad guys, and I deal with those bad guys, but most people, most times, do good things. Safe travels. Yeah, we'll see you later. You never have a wasted day in nature. Some days are better than others, but it's never a wasted day. It's one of them deals, if I have to explain it to you, you're not gonna get it. Either you get it or you don't get it. Oh well.
Patrolling familiar ground in Region 5, Kevin spots goose hunters just off the Yellowstone River.
Oh, go check some goose hunters.
Waterfowl hunters are required to insert a plug into their magazine, limiting the gun's capacity to 3 shells only. They also must shoot non-toxic loads, meaning no lead shot in the field. Kevin returns to the truck with a hunter who failed to have a mandatory plug.
Get your driver's license and your other conservation license.
He fails to produce a conservation license, a requirement to hunting in Montana. The hunter desperately searches online for proof that he did indeed purchase one.
I'll try to get you, a plug and get you set up so you can get back in the field. Because if those friends are like most friends, they're gonna sit there and laugh at you all day while they're shooting geese and you're sitting there waving the flag.
Fortunately, the hunter finds records of his conservation license on the Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks website.
Right on, there's technology. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna seize your shotgun, but if you sign here, you get it back right now.
Okay.
Violation of rules and regs to it, fail to have plug in gun, hunt waterfowl with gun capable of holding more than 3 shells. This says that I received $85.
Okay.
And I put down here paid with check number.
Okay.
So I will turn this in on Monday and it's a done deal.
Okay.
You guys, see you later, guys. You too.
Just down the road, Warden Holland comes upon a lone hunter with no vehicle in sight.
I'll drive past him just a little bit.
The hunter is perched on the banks of the river in hopes of calling in migrating geese. Warden Holland senses something is wrong.
You out here by yourself or is there somebody else?
Oh, no, my dad's out that way, sir.
What's he doing?
I have no idea.
Does he have a gun?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll check your license and I'll check your gun and your shells and all that stuff.
A quick check of his license confirms he's legal. Warden Holland checks his shotgun and shells.
I bring good luck every time I show up, the geese show up.
No more than 2 shells should be able to be loading in the magazine.
Get this in here so you can shoot them if they get down here close enough. Maybe.
He has the required plug, but Kevin notices something wrong with the 3rd shell.
This isn't a 3.5 mag. No. So I have no idea what it's doing in my gun. It's still 12 gauge, but.
Well, what are the shells you got with you?
They're over in the back of our car and they're 3.5 mags, just like the ones that are in the chain.
Okay, do you have any others in your pocket?
No.
So you're only out here with 3 shells?
Yes. My dad had all the shells and then he left and didn't think about it.
Okay. Well, this is a lead shot.
Yeah, I don't even know why I have that one. Wonder where he is.
Well, it just seems strange that a guy would be sitting out there with only 3 shells.
Region 5 Warden Kevin Holland is on his last day of patrol before retirement. He is checking a young hunter targeting waterfowl on the banks of the Yellowstone River. A routine shotgun check uncovers an issue with the hunter's ammunition.
Well, this is a lead shot.
Waterfowl hunters are directed by federal law to shoot non-lead shot. Having even 1 shell of lead is illegal.
I'll just check your pockets real quick and see what else you have for shells.
A quick check comes up empty. The warden needs to locate the boy's father to verify his ammunition. The boy calls his dad. While waiting for his return, Kevin tests the hunter on his knowledge of the laws.
5 per day, 15 total or something like that.
Possession limit.
It's not long until the father returns.
My name's Kevin Holland. So, do you know how many shells you left your son with?
I don't know.
Okay. And I was telling him, I find that unusual. A person would go waterfowl hunting with only 3 shells.
You haven't done it but us, have you?
Unless you're really good. Maybe you only need 3. If that's the case, you should have 5, because the limit's 5 geese, so.
How many times did we go out last year, and how many times did we shoot the whole season?
We shot once. We got 1 shell.
We extended 1 shell the whole season.
Wow.
Last year.
You know, the ammunition companies aren't your fans.
His licenses are valid and his shells are legal. Kevin questions why the younger hunter had 1 lead shot.
Yes, there was. I did drop a 1 shot.
Here's what he had.
I went pheasant hunting with a friend, and that one fit in. You're right.
Yeah.
I forgot that was in there.
Having lead shot in your possession is a violation. So, You're 18, you're an adult. So the fine for this is $85. What do you think I should do? Should I give you a ticket or should I give you a written warning?
Even though it was an accident, I should have checked my shots before putting them in. So.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's exactly what you should have done. And I asked him before you got here if he knew the rules, and he says, yeah, here's the rules. And he went through and he hit every one of them. I'm not seeing any other shells. You know, I think this is kind of one of them deals where it just kind of got by. So what I'm going to do is give you a written warning.
Honesty pays off for this young hunter, but Kevin makes sure the lesson is clear.
Saved you $85. That's a good deal, huh? Christmas is coming, right? Yeah? Okay, take care. See you later, guys.
Closing out his last day as a warden, Kevin joins the Region 5 team at a mandatory check station situated on Interstate 90 outside of Billings.
Got one for you.
All hunters must stop regardless of success. An apparent hunter blows by the check station. Kevin pursues into the setting sun. He confirms that there is indeed an antler in the bed of the truck.
Hello.
The head is from a mule deer and appears to be a more recent kill.
In this colder weather by now, you should be able, you know, it should be froze up, some degree of being froze. So I asked her when she shot it. She said today. I asked her when specifically she shot it. She said around noon, but I don't remember when. I looked at her license. She bought the license at 12:10. I said, when exactly did you shoot the deer? She says, I don't know, around noon. I said, be more specific. Because I'm not sure. I said, you shot the deer and then you bought your license, didn't you? Well, no, I got the license first. I said, when did you shoot your deer? Well, I don't remember.
Region 5 Warden Kevin Holland is retiring after 26 years on the force. He pulls over a hunter who blew by a check station. A closer look reveals a fresh kill, a suspicious situation for his last case. Since she can't recall what time she shot the deer, Warden Holland approaches her boyfriend.
So she knocked it down, went in at noon, got the license, came back.
He reveals that she shot the deer before she purchased the tag.
So, you shot this deer and then you bought your license?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a deer hunter? Yes. How many deer have you shot? She's 18 years old. She said that she shot 4 deer. This is her 4th deer. You can't shoot a deer before you get a license.
They didn't open until noon.
Well, you should have had more hot chocolate or something. No, this is not good. I said, what exactly did you do? I shot it, we got it, we took it to the house and hung it up. We then went to the store, bought the license, went back, put it on the deer, then took the deer to the locker plant. Well, I'm trying to see if there's some way I can give you a break on this thing, but I don't think there is. I'm looking through to see if there's some way to give you a break, but I think the only thing I can come back to is hunt without a license. When I told her I was going to take the deer head and we were going to go back and get the deer from the locker plant, she became extremely upset. Over here says that I am going to take that buck.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, because you can't.
Am I not getting it back?
Correct.
Awesome.
So, sorry about that.
No, don't worry about it.
Anyway, the fine amount is $535. Had I given her a ticket for possession, it would have been an additional $500. I did not charge her restitution. If you want to go to trial, if you want to contest it, you certainly can. Call them before December 11th and say you want to go to trial. And
if I go to trial, I would get my deer head back?
If you're found not guilty.
Okay.
If you're found not guilty, you'll get your deer head. We're also going to take the deer as well. I'm going to call them. I'm going to figure out where the coal strip is. But I did give her a second citation for fail to stop at a check station.
Failure to stop adds an additional $85 to her fines.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to talk to the game warden, Clay, I'm back here working with, ask him to go pick up the deer at Forsyth when he goes back through. He lives in Miles City. So he'll get the deer, he'll take it to a food bank somewhere in Miles City. And she may or may not go to court on this. I guess we'll find out. When I come home at the end of the day, I'm excited about what I did, and I had a good day. A lot of people don't want to hear about me having a good day. They're glad that I'm fighting crime, and they're glad that I'm, catching poachers. But when I get excited about writing a guy a $500 ticket or taking a deer from somebody who's purposely trying to break the law, people don't like it when cops are excited about doing a good job on a big deal. Like this person here, this young lady, she knew exactly what she was doing. She knew right from wrong. She just blew it off and decided, what's the big deal? The big deal in this case is gonna be $500, $600, almost $700 in the loss of a deer. This is the part of the job I'm gonna miss when I retire, because I love catching bad guys who purposely go out and do bad things. They know right from wrong, they know what they're doing, and they go for it anyway. Those are the guys I love to catch, and every cop loves to catch that guy. Take care, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, hey,
Coming out.
it's been fun. We'll see you another day.
Yeah.